our politicians and our billionaires in the legacy world, and this is everyone knows this, but like they don't want it enough. Like they don't want to change the world enough. They're entrenched. Like that's what the definition of entrenched is. And so yeah, it's interesting that geeks or whatever, or so a subculture is created with a greater mission, but then there's never like we don't have a great example. We have very few examples of subcultures that have grown while retaining its like ability to actually put a dent in the current status quo. So that's I feel like that's what's happening also right now with
No, I
Bitcoin
totally
and Ethereum.
disagree. I totally disagree with you on that. So coming back to comic book fans, comic book fans were geeks who, were really interested in this niche hobby. And today that niche hobby, 9 out of 10 of the biggest movies every single year are basically catering to their niche hobby. Bitcoin and Ethereum were niche hobbies. Today they're worth billions, trillions, depending on the day.
Yep.
I actually think that geeks are the only people who change the world. And the fact that the masses aren't aware or aren't interested in nuance is almost irrelevant. I'm much more worried when the geeks are infiltrated by Munchkins, because Munchkins are as familiar with nuance as geeks, but they have no souls.
That's a fair
Uh,
analogy. So you believe the geeks are being infiltrated by munchkins, or do you believe the geeks are hitting a certain status and becoming munchkins?
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah,
I think it's a
because
bit of
that
both.
could be, dude, honestly, that could be what it took this much of the conversation to get to. Because I have written down, I would most likely, and maybe it's just from what I've observed, I'm observing geeks turning into munchkins.